everybody, and welcome back to Planners and Wine. My name is Meg.
And I am Myra. Welcome back to yet another week.
Yes, we are back to our regularly scheduled programming after taking our summer break. Myra, how was your break?
Um, Very good and much needed.
Mhm.
I'm excited to be back. We need the time,
Yes.
just to not reevaluate. What's the word? Just realign. I don't know. A break.
Yes.
We needed
Yes,
it.
just a break, get
Yeah.
our creative juices reflowing. Like I was telling Myra and
hmm
J-Bay before we started recording that like sometimes it's hard to like come up with show topics, but then taking that break, there was just so much stuff that I wanted to come back and talk about. So it just like kind of reinvigorated that part. So yeah, but super happy to be back. Obviously, me, Myra, and J-Bay have been talking this whole time. So it hasn't been a break from
Yeah.
each other, just a break from recording. So
Yeah.
here we go. Here we are.
Yeah. Because we are actually real life friends.
Yep.
Outside of this
Outside
podcast, we
of the
actually
pod.
talk.
Yes, we do. Frequently, all the time.
Yes.
Obsessively.
Yeah, but the break was much needed because I mean, this is
hmm
work, like we love what we do, but sometimes you just need to step away from it
Yep.
to get things moving again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And since our break, our baby J Bay has gotten a whole year older. So happy belated B Day to J Bay. Yay.
Yay.
Yay!
Thank you.
Love it. I am so happy that the LSD records have finally made it. I am so upset that it took so freaking long, but
Yes.
it is what it is.
J
I'm
Bay's
so
birthday
happy.
gift, not drugs. Okay, guys?
Yeah. Lake
See,
Street
now
Dive.
There we go.
now that I know the acronym, that's what I'm gonna be saying, and let
There
people
we
guess
go.
what I'm talking about.
Are we? You never know. You never know. That's funny. Yes. But
but
also,
yeah,
guys, we definitely want to do a little bit of housekeeping and remind you guys to follow us over on YouTube at Planners and
Mhm.
Wine. Leave those reviews on Apple Podcasts. You can also rate us on Spotify if you listen consistently enough, because Spotify does not let you just rate bomb people that you're not actually listening to. So
Yeah.
if you are a
Shout out to
regular
them for
listener
that.
on Spotify, yes, you can leave us a rating over there. And we definitely always appreciate that feedback, and also continue to share the show and just spread the word about Planners and Wine. I was at a family gathering yesterday and I was talking to my husband's uncle, aka my uncle, and he was asking me about the podcast, and I felt so weird like talking about the podcast, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna pop my shit. So hey,
Yeah, I think we be too humble.
we do.
Yeah, we just be too humble because that's like, yeah. Let me, and again with the break, reminded me like, let me throw this on the show notes because we don't say it enough.
hmm
And the thing is, like, haters work twice as hard as our supporters. So we kind of have to
Mm,
remind our supporters like, if you love the show, you want to see it grow, you want more people to listen to it, don't forget to share it. Don't forget to
yes.
support us on the other platforms because that really does go a long way. Because trust and believe the haters don't stop. They do not
Mm-mm.
stop.
hmm
So we got to combat
Yep.
that twice as hard. But yeah. I just feel like we're just, we're good at what we do. We can be humble, but it can be a little
hmm
bit to our detriment too. So we
Yeah,
gonna pop our shit.
absolutely. Period.
Yeah.
Exactly. We are allowed to be loud and proud about what we're doing and the amazing things that we are creating, and just how proud we are of this podcast. I feel like it can just kind of be
Mhm.
some intimidating sometimes, because especially when you're talking to people who are not in this crafting community, and they are kind of looking at you like, oh, you're like so into planners, you're like so into stickers and pens, like what's up with that? And you're like, yeah, I am. Okay. And I'm proud of it. And I'm living my best
Yeah.
life. And I'm happy that I have a hobby that's also a business, and you need to get one. Okay. It's amazing, actually.
Yeah. And like, I mean, we weren't always here either. Like, we found out about this crafting space in this planner community from another
hmm
person or research.
Yep.
And so us, talking about the show and popping our shit about it can eventually lead to somebody being like, hey, I like stationery growing up. Let
hmm
me pull up a planner. I love getting planners in school. Let me try it. So yeah, we
Yes.
just gotta keep talking about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and just get into some of the things that have been going on in this planning community. We have a lot of new releases. EC came out with their back to school release and also another artist collab. Her name is Alja Horvat. I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing her name correctly because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's Alja Horvat. And she came out with a beautiful line of covers for EC. I actually ordered one. It's not here yet, but I did order one, so I'm very excited to get it.
Yeah. They're cute. They are cute.
Very cute. Mhm. Let's see what other stuff the EC have in this back to school release. I know they have like a new like pouch within a pouch type of thing. It's like a 5-in-1 pencil pouch came out. I know they have some covers, some new covers that came out as well. They're actually running a contest right now with some students, some high school and college students, a cover creation contest that I have diligently been voting in every day because
Mhm.
I don't know. Black girl magic. I gotta help the black girl win. And her cover is amazing.
Well,
Okay, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it is good.
Period.
It is good. Yeah.
They're all so pretty. They're all so, so pretty. So some cool things happening at EC right now. Have you got to check out any of that back to school release yet, Myra?
I did get sent some of the Star Wars stuff, which was just new covers. They did
Yeah.
have a lunch tote as well, but the tote we've seen before is just a new Star Wars logo on it.
Okay.
Um, I was a little disappointed. I ain't gonna lie, because
Mm,
usually we do get a decent amount of stuff with the Star Wars, like some
yeah.
new um ideas from EC with that, but
Mm-hmm.
and Hello Kitty too. Like it wasn't that much
Mm,
with the Hello Kitty stuff either. But you know, can't win them all, I guess, you know.
yeah. Yeah. So it
Yeah.
was it was a little underwhelming, would you say? That you got?
A little,
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
That is definitely very fair.
That's it. I
You
don't know,
can't
because
win them
when you
all.
look back at last
Mhm.
year's collection and then this is just like, oh, well,
It's just
but you
not on the
know,
same level.
yeah, it's nowhere near. But like I said, you can't win them all. I do think like
Yep.
the overall back to school collection, they had some cool stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but you know, as not being a teacher or a student,
Mm,
not too much of it like really appealed to me to be honest, but they are some cool stuff.
gotcha.
I
That
know it
totally
would
makes
have
Yeah.
sense.
changed the tides.
What,
Uh,
JB?
Vegan leather, Star Wars, interchangeable cover. Just gonna say it
Yeah,
again.
Oh,
yeah, I don't understand why that hasn't happened.
that would be
Cause
really
they high
good.
key could have just put that logo like with the one that they have out now on a
Mhm.
cover and just let that be it. Cause that's just foil. You know, it's
Yeah,
no like real details on it, you
right.
know?
Mm.
So, you know,
Yeah,
but
that
we
makes
don't work
sense.
there.
Well, we don't. But we can keep, spreading the word and telling them what we want because we know they
Yeah.
listen and, filling out those surveys and letting them know what
Yeah.
we want to see.
Definitely,
Mhm.
definitely. Yeah, cause yeah, the J-Bay gonna
Yep, that
stay
makes
on it with
sense.
the cause it just we just need it. We just need it. It's
We
right
just
there.
need it
It's right there.
expeditiously.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we'll see. We'll see when
Yep.
it comes. What'd you think about the 5-in-1 zipper pouch?
I mean, I think it's cute. I love that it holds so much stuff, but y'all, I just got so many pen pouches. I cannot justify getting another pen pouch. I just cannot do it. Like and then I'm not super confident in the quality since it is brand new. So I think I want to see
Mm,
how it kind of holds up through other people using it and then like maybe like, future iterations of it. I think like some type of, vegan leather pen pouch. They kind of got those little planty packs that are kind of like that material. I would love to see that material in something like this as well. I don't know 100% sure what this material is. It just doesn't seem super durable. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just cannot justify another pen pouch, y'all. I just got them all. I have them all. It's bad, and I don't even really use them like
yeah.
that. So
High key, I think this would be better for like traveling, to
yeah,
be honest. You know, putting your
yeah.
different things. Like I could see this being like on a carry on with me and I have like
Mm-hmm.
my AirPods and like different, chargers
Yes.
and cords and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Um,
Other
yeah,
than
and then
planner
that
stuff.
way, like, yeah, I don't travel that often, so I don't really need it to be super durable.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I would love to see it in that
Yeah.
and some different designs. But yeah, like you said, definitely would
Mhm.
love to see more iterations of it. We asked for this though. We did ask
We
for
did.
this
Mhm.
to have
There we
different
go.
iterations and
We're
like we
doing
said
it.
before, definitely fill out the surveys and
Yes.
say what you want because they do be listening.
Absolutely. So true. So true.
Yeah.
So also on the EC blog, they gave us a Q2 update. And I don't know if y'all read it, but the juicy part was at the end. And that's what I got a screenshot of. So it says at the very end, our new back to school collection just launched here. And coming up is our 2024 calendar launch, a new Heritage and Awareness Months collection, and an all new exclusive EC First. We can't wait to share with you. Stay tuned. So I'm wondering if this all new exclusive EC First, is it going to be something to take the place of the surprise boxes? Or, I mean, what I honestly am not sure what it is at all. And like I said, y'all can go on the EC blog and check that out. It's at the very bottom.
Interesting. Selfishly, I want it to be some Harry Potter stuff.
Okay, same. Same. But
But I
I just
mean,
feel
more
like it's
realistically, it's probably the
yeah.
secret, the seasonal surprise box. Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, they said
Yeah.
an all new exclusive EC First. So that makes me think it's not going to be just another, Star Wars, Hello Kitty, Harry
Mhm.
Potter collection. Cause that's not really a first. I mean, it would be the first time they did Harry Potter, but it wouldn't be the first of those items. So this makes me
Yeah.
think it's going to be something new that we have never ever seen any type of iteration of it before at EC. I don't know. I really have no idea. I mean, we got planners, we got pens, we got covers. We have so much stuff from EC. Like, there's not a lot that we haven't seen. I was gonna say luggage, but we got duffel bags and stuff, so that kind of counts.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'd be hyping up luggage like that. So I don't know.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
Hmm.
Only thing I could think of is maybe more lifestyle type stuff. Mm.
Yeah, maybe we have blankets. We have
Please
desk
don't be
accessories,
wallpaper.
wall calendar. Y'all learn from Happy Planner, or if they do make
Always come
wallpaper.
back to Happy Planner. I'm sorry, Happy Planner.
It
Y'all
does.
be making some wild choices.
If it is wallpaper, they got to do like it can't be the same quality as the exact washi that you're making with the same sticky on the back because that wallpaper did not hold up from the Happy Planner at all. At
And you
all.
put in
And they
your
called it wall.
classroom, right?
Yeah, I put it like I had like a little cute, like a little bookshelf from Target,
Mhm.
and I just did like the back of the bookshelf in it, and it was so cute. It did not hold up, and it's not like that was like a super high traffic area, just kids,
Yeah.
picking up books. So yeah, it did not hold up because it was just not good quality as far as the sticky on the back. So, whew, please for the love of God.
Mm-mm.
Make sure it's a good quality, but I don't know. It sounds exciting. So I'm excited to see what it is. And guys, we are gonna let y'all know as soon as we know what it is. So we shall
Absolutely, yeah.
see.
So yeah, we will
Hmm.
definitely see. I'm excited
Yeah,
for it because they do be taking some initiative.
they do.
And I love
Hmm.
that they still, value the feedback from their customers too. So
Yes,
yeah. So
they
we'll see.
absolutely do. Yep. Let's see. So also speaking of Happy Planner, Miss Maker made a comeback, kind of. I mean, they have a new Miss Maker line. It doesn't have like the little Miss Maker dolls that it used to have. Like, I didn't see those. Did I
No, it
miss
wasn't
those
in
or were
there.
those not in there? Okay.
They're not in there, yeah.
Um, I don't like the colors. I wish they would have like really like changed up the color scheme a little bit and made them like more pastel-y or something. I don't really know what I was looking for, but I guess I really wasn't in the market for more Miss Maker because it was cute. I thought I mean it's cute, but it just didn't really give to me. Myra, you are Miss Maker stan. What do you think about this new Miss Maker collection?
Well, the more and more that they bring out more Missmaker stuff, the less and less value my original sticker books have.
Girl, literally. Not they taking your value.
But one thing I will say, I do love that they brought back the checklist layout because that is, if you aren't familiar, that was the original layout for that Miss
Yeah.
Maker. I happy player listen to this, but here's my wish. I love those doll days, but even if
Mhm.
they eliminate the actual like doll figures, if they would go back and do like each one had their own individual layout because Miss Maker came out
Yeah.
with Mom Life and that had the dashboard
Mhm.
layout. Um,
Yeah.
and there was two others I can't, but they had their own
Yeah.
individual layouts. Like one of them was monthly. I would love to see that
Right.
again. I would really love to see that again from Happy Planner, and I do appreciate them bringing that back for this, but I
Mhm.
wish that there was a different, like you said, different color scheme. Like I would
Right.
love this to be like kind of muted,
Yeah.
or just different. Like I get like when you think craft, you think colorful, but that's not
Mhm.
all of us. And
Right.
we've already have a colorful Miss Maker. They still
Yeah,
selling
that's
the
true.
colorful Miss Maker, version 2.
Yeah,
So
that's
if you
true.
want that, you still can get it. But I don't know. I wish they would have taken some liberty on this, but I do appreciate the layout coming back though.
There we go.
Yeah.
Small wins, small wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we can kind of see from, Happy Planner's like recent releases that they're really trying to like throw it back to the things that were super popular
The
back in the day, the
nostalgia.
Miss
Yeah.
Makers, the Squad Girls and all that
Hmm.
type of stuff. Which is nice to an extent, but I think a lot of us just really want some innovation. Like we don't need
Hmm.
version 12 of Homebody just with a new name. You know what I'm saying? I think we all want to see something different. And they have come out with a few different things, but it just hasn't, I don't know, it just hadn't been hidden. And I think the frequency of it has also kind of
Yeah.
led to it kind of going down a little bit in quality. But also, I can kind of say that for EC2, like there have been so many releases in not a long amount of time. You really just don't have the opportunity to let those releases like really breathe before you're
Yeah.
like on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to do that, like, at least make it innovative, at least make it something that people really want to see and not just like a recycling of things that worked in the past. They might not be working like that now. Like I didn't see anybody just like clamoring, running all over each other to get this new Miss Maker collection. And that was the case a couple years ago. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like the second time Miss Maker came out, people were running to the craft
Yeah.
stores to get it. I think it's kind of lost that flair. So,
Yeah, and I think a part of it is you're just, touching up the different colors, maybe putting a different type of sticker. Like it's
yep,
nothing new. I haven't had a
something
chance
new.
to go through version 1 of the items
Mhm.
and you giving me the same thing again. I get
Right.
it. Like maybe it's for those people who missed out on that. But like I said, like Joanne still have version 2 of Miss Maker.
Mhm.
So the
Mhm.
girls ain't missing out on that. It's not
No.
like how it was back in the day where Miss Maker was gone for like 2 years. And
Mhm.
like if you came late, you just had to spend $90 on the sticker book on my card.
Right.
That's
Right.
not the case. They're really right next to each other at Joann's at this very
Yep.
moment. So
That's so true.
yeah, I don't know. I wish they
That's
would
so
have took a
true.
little bit different liberty with the color, but
Yeah,
yeah,
change it up. Do
yeah.
something. Do something. Yeah, I just
Pastel or,
I
if you still want it to be colorful, like
yeah.
maybe, yeah,
Mhm.
a different tone or something. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
what it's
I
called, but
think
yeah.
the heyday of like the Happy Planner is just over, and I think they need to try to embrace a different business model at this point because not having Stephanie involved all these years after all these years, like not having Hannah, the people that people really loved and really like to see over
Mhm.
there, and then also the availability of Happy Planner has just grown so much. You can get it at Walmart, you can get it at
Yeah.
Amazon, you can get it everywhere you turn around. So it's just not that, oh, if I don't go out the day they put this on the shelves, I'm not gonna get it. You just don't have
Yeah.
that anymore. And so I think they need to cater to this new like landscape that there is now where there's just such wide availability. You have to do other things to attract people to it because people are not buying everything because they know they're gonna miss out anymore. That's just not the case. They're not going to miss out if they don't get it right away. So you need to kind of pivot and figure something else out. So we'll see if they do. If y'all listening, we'll see.
No, probably
Hey,
not. Yeah.
we do consulting. Okay. We're happy Happy to give you some advice for a price.
Yeah,
Okay. Advice for a price.
absolutely. I love
There we
that.
go.
I love that. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yep. Okay, so Aura Estelle has their pre-order of their 2024 planners going on right now. Sorry guys, as y'all hear this, I think the pre-order is going to be over. So I hope
Mhm.
y'all stay ready. If you're on Patreon, you're getting this on the 19th. So I don't know what time the pre-order is ending. I just know it's ending at some point on the 19th. So there still might be some availability if you did not know about it. But I know that I'm feel pretty confident that Aura Estelle is going to have these things stocked. I think there might be a different price. There might not be as many quantities, but these things will be stocked on their website later on this year. So if you don't have the opportunity to pre-order, you can later. But they have lots of layouts, and I hadn't ordered anything this time because I really have no idea what I want. Have you pre-ordered from Aura Estelle? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
this time I just went ahead and got the A5 complete weekly. I was going back and
Okay.
forth if I wanted to buy the weeks again. But I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
honest, I didn't really use it. I'm using it now for the
Mm-hmm.
second half of the year, and I was like, well, maybe I'll see. And if I like it, I'll just have to suck it up and pay the extra. I think it's like if you pre-order, it's like 20% off or
Okay.
something like
Yeah.
that. So you do save a little bit of change if you pre-order. But yeah, my thought point with it is if I continue to use it for the second half of the year and think I want it, then I'll purchase it when they have the extras.
Yeah.
But I did pre-order from Sterling Inc. their
Okay.
version of the
Mhm.
weeks. So I was like,
Ooh. Yeah.
the point of me buying 2 weeks, you
Yeah,
know.
that's true. That's
So,
true. Exactly. So yeah, and then those it seemed like
mhm.
those can really work great like together. Having a complete weekly. Is it you said the A5 one?
Yeah, A5.
Yeah, and having that weeks from Sterling Inc. I think those could work really, really well together. And see, my thinking was, I know I'm not interested in the Aura Cell weeks, like you said, like it just really didn't work for me because I just don't need a daily page in that size. And now I'm like fully invested in my A5 Daily Duo. So
Mhm.
I think I want to use that in conjunction with the Sterling Ink weeks or the Hobonichi weeks because I'm definitely probably gonna get one of those and I'll just kind of see which one I like more. But yeah, I just don't feel like I need another weekly because like I
Yeah.
said, my daily duo is just working so well. And if it's not later on in the year, then I definitely might look into getting the complete weekly when it's available just for sale. So we shall see.
Yeah. We shall see.
Decisions.
I do love it. But yeah, I agree. I don't need it in a daily. I do like it. I've been
Mm-hmm.
doodling and journaling, but ultimately, like I missed some days in the
Mm-hmm.
daily. But the Sterling Ink one is more closer to like a Hobonichi weeks,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not me buying stuff and don't know what it look like,
Yeah,
but
I think they had the option. They had 2. They had a compact weeks and they had a regular
Mhm.
weeks. I believe the compact weeks is like really similar to the Hobonichi weeks, and I think the other one you get a day for each page, but I don't think it's like the Aura Estelle where the days are directly following the weeks. I think it's just more pages in the back, like the mega Hobonichi weeks for
Yeah.
the regular one. So yeah, that's my understanding at
Yeah.
least. But
They're
yeah,
all really good planners, y'all. I love
they
this. This is
are.
what I love about these smaller planner companies because this is geared
Mm-hmm.
towards us. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
like the EC and the Happy Planners, they listen to us, sure, but they have to, make it for a broader audience. Whereas like the
Yes.
Aura Stale and the Sterling Inks, like these are made for us. These are made for
100%.
us. Yeah.
Yep, that's so true. That is so true. Oh my gosh. Okay, the next thing before we go to the break that I'm so excited about, and Plum Paper just kind of like sprang this on us, and everybody in our Patreon or Facebook group is so excited. Now on Plum Paper layouts, you can remove the color, you can remove the lines, and you can get white neutral tabs. So they fully have a neutral option for their planners. It's not like a grayscale purple neutral, but like a true black and white planner option for like most of the layouts. There were a couple layouts that you could not remove the color and the lines from, but for the majority, especially like the most popular layouts, like the vertical priorities, like their daily, you can remove the color and the lines. You can remove the color or the lines. You can have the white tabs. You can have the colorful tabs, but then have just the black and white weekly or daily pages. Like, and it's available in A5 and the 7x9 and probably the 8.5x11, but I ain't looking at 8.5x11, but it's probably available for that too. Oh my God, plum paper. Wow. I love
Yeah.
it.
And they are going to be having a back to school sale too. Starts
Yes.
Monday. So,
Mhm.
the Monday before y'all are hearing this. They don't say on the Instagram post like what the percentage is, but definitely be on the lookout. Y'all might as well.
It's
I mean,
minimum
the sale is
20%
on as y'all
probably.
listening.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. It's probably gonna be minimum 15 to 20%, I would assume. Maybe even more than that. Who knows? But
Yeah.
just when you thought you had your 2024 lineup decided, Plum Paper decided to pull a Uno reverse and give us what we've been wanting. Give us what we've been wanting, a truly neutral option. And you can still put it on, you can have it unpunched, you can have it on a spiral, you can have it on the disc, you can buy the disc from them, you don't have to buy the disc from them. I mean, options galore. I love it.
Yeah. The Uno reverse card analogy is perfect because I was not expecting that.
Mm-mm.
I was not
Mm-mm.
expecting that at all. And it changes things,
Uh-uh.
especially
It
for the
does.
daily. Especially for the daily.
Especially for the
I
daily.
hated that shaded
Yes.
box. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And I know they're, because they had the older paper that was a little bit more waxy. They have updated the
Mhm.
paper. I don't know exactly like what it is, but it's a lot less waxy than it used to be. And I think it works, well with any pens that I like to use. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't know. There definitely probably is going to be a plum paper in my lineup for 2024. I'm just kind of waiting right now because what I'm using right now is working very well, and I really don't want to rock the boat and confuse myself later on. But yeah, this changes a lot. So
It does. It
yes.
makes me want to try the vertical priorities again.
Yep. Go and give it another
I don't
chance,
know how
Myra.
to come to that dark side though. I don't know. Everybody loves it. And I'm
I
just
love
like, I
it.
don't
I
know what
love
I
it.
am missing. Maybe without the colors, it'll, click with me. But
Maybe
their
without the
daily,
colors.
love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Love
good.
the daily. Yeah.
So good. So I don't even know if Plum Paper realizes what a huge impact that change is going to make, because I feel like that would be people's main reason for not wanting. They're like, "Oh, I tried it and I didn't like the color on the pages, or I just need a neutral option." It's given for the neutral peeps. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's a contender. It's a contender. So yeah. I don't know. I think I want to get on the Plum Paper website once we're done recording and just
Oh, you
play
ain't on there now?
around. No, Myra, that's your job. Okay, your job is to shop while we talk.
They got some new covers. Just
And they
FYI.
have some new covers. There we go. There we go. But yeah, the
Mhm.
back to school sale is definitely a great time. You can go ahead. You can get you a planner that starts in August and start it right away, or you can wait and get your planner that starts in January. I mean, that's a great thing too. You can start it in any month you want. You can have it start September, October, November, December, whenever. Literally, you can have your calendar be a Monday start or be a Sunday start. I mean, the options are just literally
Possibilities
endless.
are endless. Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally
yeah.
endless.
Like, unless you buy a pre-made planner from Plum Paper, your planner is not going to be exactly like anybody else's. It's truly going to be your unique planner made for you. So
Mhm.
that is amazing. Really cool.
Absolutely.
Ooh, I love it. But yeah, guys, we're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back. All right, guys. So we are back, and something pretty humongous happened while we were on our break, of course, because that's just how things happen.
Of course.
Instagram and Facebook, aka Meta, decided to roll out Threads, which, if you live under a rock, you might not know that it is like a direct competitor for Twitter, even though the CEO of Instagram, Adam, he tried to say some type of woo-woo crap about how it's not here to replace Twitter. And it's like, Adam, have you met Mark Zuckerberg? Bug. Him and Elon are not cool with each other. You think he
At
and
all.
apparently he has wanted to buy Twitter for years. So this is absolutely meant to take over Twitter. What's your initial thoughts on Threads, Myra? Now there's been like a couple of weeks that we've had it.
I'm actually enjoying it. Honestly, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it has been a cool place to go back to that nostalgia. Like I haven't been on Twitter consistently. Like I have an account, but I haven't been
Mm-hmm.
on it since 2016, I think, when
Mm.
Beyonce came out with Formation. Is that 2016?
I think so, yes.
No, it's related to Beyonce.
Damn.
It's not like I'm counting years in Beyonce's, but
I mean, that's a
I
fine
remember.
thing to do, though.
That's accurate.
That's a fine thing to do. Like, what's the issue? Like 2009 is the year she was supposed to get that award, but then Taylor got it, and then Kanye took
Mhm.
it. Like, we can keep track of things by that.
That is true because that is how I remember 2009.
There we go.
but but yeah, I remember tweeting like everybody was so excited, especially Black women, like just celebrating that how Black that song was and how much that song was like for
Mm-hmm.
us. And some dusty person on Twitter was like, because I think I said like, oh, this is the blackest song ever, just like living in the glory. And they were like, no, James Brown, I'm Black and I'm Proud is the blackest song ever. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done with Twitter. Like,
Can we have
what
multiple
was the
Black
reason?
songs? Like, right.
And it's like, it was that person just like, you go through their Twitter and they were just like going after other Black women who were just celebrating the
Who are
song.
happy.
It's like, yeah. Yeah, it's like what's the purpose of that? And then that was like my moment of being like, I'm done with Twitter because that is the purpose of Twitter to me. Is like
Yes.
people finding shit to shit on other people for and finding
Right.
entertainment out of that.
Yeah.
But with Threads, this long story short, but Threads, I feel like it's a much more mellow, less toxic kind of place to where I miss like what Twitter was finding that community to like live tweet
Yes.
stuff and celebrate like a song that you're like really loving. And Threads have that right now. And obviously we're only a few weeks into it or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
I do love that nostalgia of like grouping together and like in a sense like having this big ass group chat with multiple different people to like geek out over stuff that you love.
Agreed. It does feel like a much less toxic version of Twitter, at least so
Hmm.
far. And obviously, Threads is still very new and in its early stages.
Hmm.
I'm glad they didn't wait until it was perfect to roll it out. Like they rolled it
Yeah.
out when it's basically still being created, when there are a lot of like tweaks and things that they're still going to do to it. And there are a lot of features that we don't yet have on it that we might have, later or whatever. But I like that it seems like they are pretty actively listening to feedback. The
Mhm.
CEO of Instagram, Adam, has been very, very active on Threads and responding to people, talking about different features that they want to see on it later on. And I hope it does serve as a much more positive place online. Like, obviously, there's never going to be a 100% positive space on the internet besides our Patreon Facebook group. But anyway, that just doesn't really exist, especially in social media. But hopefully it can just be less toxic because, even before Elon Musk, like Twitter had already, like you kind of stated, like
Mhm.
had already turned into a pretty toxic space. And like I was only on at one point, I had a Twitter when it first came out. I deleted my Twitter for several years. And then once I started watching Big Brother every summer, that's when I realized there was like a Twitter community who just talked about Big Brother like during the seasons
Yeah.
and were live tweeting the season and, feed updates and things like that. That's when I rejoined Twitter. And it's been nice to just be in that small community on that. And that's why I was kind of able to like not really be a part of a lot of the negativity on Twitter, but
Mhm.
even the negativity has started to make their way into that community because there are conservatives who watch Big Brother also and want to be very vocal about things that they see and being mad about diversity and all those type of things. So yeah, I like Threads a lot so far, and it's been cool. It's been very interesting to see so many people from the planner community on Threads and get to see like their thoughts and their opinions about things outside of planning, which has been cool because usually we don't see that. And obviously, I don't even follow anybody in my regular life on Twitter. I don't definitely don't follow anybody from the planner community on Twitter. So being able to see those things on threads has it's had its pros and cons. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, it's been cool to have a new
Yeah,
social network to be excited about.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, and like you said, it definitely has had its pros and cons for
Hmm.
sure. I think the same thing with Twitter because old tweets come back and people are
Mm,
get called out for that. I think we're probably going to experience that with Threads. Um,
possibly.
so just be careful with what you
Hmm.
say. Um, just because this place is new doesn't mean you can you know go off the deep end, although a few people have gone off the deep end already, and
Especially if
there's
you're
no coming back from
representing
it. Yeah.
a brand, that like a well-known brand that people know that you are very deeply associated with. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
we won't be working with them anymore. But yeah, it's just being, mindful of what you put out there
Hmm.
cuz like you said, we know you from a brand, and if that's
Hmm.
the way you think, we don't support that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, don't in 2 years from now people pulling up your old threads, like don't let that be you.
You
Like,
know
obviously,
what?
be yourself, show a
Be
different side
yourself.
other than planning. And like you said, I've been enjoying that, like seeing different sides. I feel like
Hmm.
the planner community, like the girls in the planner community, think they can't do anything but show pen and paper on Instagram. And it's like,
Hmm.
girl, no, you don't. So with threads, it's kind of been giving them that little bit of freedom to,
Yeah,
show a little bit more outside of that. So that's been cool. But you just have to be careful. Some things just is for the group chat, not for the internet, you know?
I agree. And I feel like even like to kind of expand on that situation we're talking about without saying too much, I think like it's not we're not talking about, oh, this person who works for a brand on Thread said that their favorite color is blue and my favorite color is green, and now I don't like them or I don't like that brand no more. Like it's like much deeper than that. And it's like when you are, like I said, very well known to work with the brand, and also the capacity of you're talking about things that are within the capacity of the work that you do for that
Yeah.
brand on a public platform, and sharing, you know, influencers information about brand deals and how much they charging for a reel, even if you're not naming any influencers, that's not a great look. And that's something that, like I said, we have already seen on threads. And I'm just like, oh, I don't need to. Why are you talking about
Yeah,
your
but
job? Why are you
yeah,
talking
it's
about your job?
and it's showing us how you feel about us as influencers. So don't come to
Hmm.
our DMs when you got another launch that you need to push and promote, because at the end of the day, you do need influencers. You do
Yeah,
need us. So stop trying to
it's
I
triggering.
hate when people shit on influencers, especially brands,
Hmm.
because they know the value that they bring to it, but they don't respect the craft. They don't respect the
Absolutely.
job. They
Yep.
don't see it as a
Yep.
job. And it's like, don't come to us when you need to sell something and then say stuff like
Hmm.
that when you don't respect what people put into it.
100%. When we can see you and everybody knows full well that you work for that brand and that you are in talks with influencers in those conversations, and then you're blasting those conversations on a social media channel. It makes no sense. And I feel like people need to, I think that's a good reminder for people too, to like, if you want your online persona to be separate from the work that you do, obviously that's already going to be challenging when you're in an online community because of the job that you do, right? But then when you take the extra mile of being a public representative for this brand that you work for, having your job title in your bio, on your Instagram page, on your threads page, people are going to take your words as you are speaking for the brand. Good or bad?
Mhm.
Good or bad, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
because you
saying?
made it as your brand. Like, you can't even be like, oh,
Yes.
I'm separating, like, this is the work I do and this is my personal account.
No.
You've made it the whole thing because it's like you said, it's in
Mhm.
your bio. You're speaking, on behalf using that account.
Yes.
So, there's no separation from it. But I
No.
don't know.
It's
Professionalism,
just
lack
yeah,
of.
It's rough. It is rough. And I think it's different when, like, if you're an owner of the brand, that's one thing. You're always going to be a representative, a face of the
Mhm.
brand. Like, there's no way, like, me and you are never going to be able to be like, Planners and Wine is separate. And I'm just like, it's separate to a degree, but no matter
Yeah.
what,
It's
things that we're
always
saying
gonna
on
be a
our
part, yeah.
platforms are about
Mhm.
our Planners and Wine. And we're okay with that because a part of our
Yeah.
platform is to be outspoken and to say the things that people don't want to say in this community. That's fine. That's on our personal brands and that's on our Planners and Wine brands. So we're good. You know,
They alive.
some of y'all ain't good. Okay,
Mm-mm.
some of y'all, that's where you work. You're that's not your brand. That's where you work, but you're still representing that brand. So, yikes on bikes. Yikes on bikes. This
Yo,
is gonna come up
this
again.
month bonus episode is going to be superb. It will
It
never
is.
see the light of day. But it is going to be so good for the
It
Patreons.
is.
I hope y'all are ready.
I hope y'all ready. Yes, I'm excited. But yeah, so yeah, guys, let us know if y'all are over on Threads. You can definitely follow both me and Myra and Planners of Wine and J Bay over on Threads. Some of us are more active than others. I'm looking at you, J Bay, but it's fine.
I ask quirky questions. It's fine.
You do, J Bay.
Yeah.
It's the most active I've been on any platform.
Period.
I love
And
that.
is.
Yeah. And still maintain some level of professionalism. You see how that works?
There we go. You see
You
how
can
that
have fun.
works? Yes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, J-Bay would never go on his Threads page and be like, "Oh my God, I hate editing podcasts. This sucks so bad." And then we're like,
That was the level of it, y'all. That was the level.
level. That was
It's
the
like
level.
working for Chuck E.
Yep.
Cheese and going on Threads saying you hate kids. Like that, it was that level.
As a
Why
representative
do you
of
work
Chuck E.
here?
Cheese.
Yeah.
Why?
With
Why?
Chuck E.
Exactly.
Cheese as your profile
Exactly.
picture. Like, come on.
Get
On.
some class. Get some class, people. Okay.
Wild.
Oh my gosh. I mean, J-Bay, you could though. It's not a big deal. Well,
Yeah,
we're
it's
different,
perfectly
okay?
fine. Yeah, we understand.
No. I mean, anything I say is not a representation of Planners and Wine.
Exactly. Period. Oh my gosh. But yeah, guys, people gotta be careful. And I think so many people make so many mistakes when social networks are starting out. Like you just think it's the wild, wild west and you can do whatever. And like you said,
Yeah.
Myra, like that's how so many people's old tweets have come back to hunt them. But I did see Adam was having a conversation with somebody about making like old threads, like some type of archive feature for threads over a certain amount of days or months or something like that. So he trying to cover y'all ass, but screenshots live forever. Okay. So be
Yeah, that's the
careful.
thing. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. And I did see
Right.
something from Adam too, where they because a big thing with Twitter is that Twitter was like pushing, oh, was it Twitter or Facebook? One of these social media, they would push
Mhm.
news outlets. So news
Mhm.
outlets were getting outrageous and saying all of this like, fake news type stuff. And he said they're not going to try to do that on threads. And just to keep it a more mellow space. Like,
Yes.
obviously, there's going to be negativity. It's a public platform. Obviously, there's going to be
Right.
news outlets on here. It's a public platform, but they're trying not to push it and
Yep.
incentivize those type of people. So I don't know.
Yes.
I'm
That's
really
good.
excited for it because I think Meta, Facebook, they've gotten a lot of trouble with
Oh yes.
pushing those kind of fake news and
Mhm.
rigging the election with it allegedly. So
Yeah.
hopefully they learned their lesson with this and can start fresh.
I mean, you just know the landscape is bad when you're like cheering for Mark Zuckerberg. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden we team Zuck because we hate Elon Musk so much. He's so horrible and terrible. And it's like it's not to say that
It's
Zuck isn't,
wild.
but it's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
obviously,
it's
Zuck
wild.
is a greedy billionaire as well, but Elon is just like he's the devil. He is the devil. Almost. So over it. Goodbye,
Also,
Twitter.
the audacity of Zuck being the first thread person and not Adam. I think Adam's like number 3 and Zuck is 1.
Yes. Yes.
Like, sir,
Just why?
you couldn't let
Just
Adam have it.
insulting.
It's attached to Instagram, not Facebook, sir.
Let him have it, okay? just the ego. But I'm sad because our threads
Yeah.
number is going away. Did you notice that? Well, you never really
Mine's
had a
never showed
threads
up.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
had the @ but I
Yeah.
was proud of my 300,000 person on threads. And I want it back. Okay. I want it back.
So what does it say? It just says the @ sign?
No, it's not there anymore. The @ isn't there
Yeah.
anymore. I think they're replacing it with something else because I did
Is
notice
it just gone completely?
it's just gone completely.
Oh.
Yes. But I did notice on the Planners and Wine Instagram page, at the top of our
Mhm.
profile, you see just the @ but there's no number and it just takes us to the threads page. But I don't have that on my personal Instagram yet. So I guess they're rolling out a way to still be able to like quickly get to your
Yeah, I don't
threads
even see
account.
that on mine.
Yeah. It's like up here. You can see that.
Yeah, that's
You see it at the top.
oh, yeah, it's not on
Yeah.
mine. Oh,
It's not on mine yet either. Oh, it's not on your Planners and Wine either. So that's weird
yeah, it's
that it's
not on
on my
Planners Wine.
Planners and Wine,
Yeah.
but it's not on my my man's got a planner account. All right. But yeah, y'all. Follow some threads
Yeah,
if you're
I
not.
guess.
And yeah. Don't
Should
say
Blue
nothing
Jokes and Beer
stupid.
be on Threads?
I think there is a place for Blue Jones and Beer on threads. I do. I
We're
really
not gonna get
do.
canceled, I promise.
Okay. I'm gonna let you handle that. I'm gonna let you handle it. But yeah, guys, we do have some celeb garbage because the celebs been garbaging a lot lately. We don't have to go too much into detail, but if y'all are
Mhm.
paying attention to the news cycle, you saw that Kiki Palmer's baby daddy was out here acting a fool and embarrassing himself, and it doesn't even seem like they're together anymore, which is really sad. Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend put out some problematic
They broke up?
conversations that him and her had. He just had a baby with somebody else, so they've been broke up for a while.
No, I meant Kiki and the,
It's
or
not
we
like
just allegedly?
official. We're just
Okay,
yeah, because they don't follow each other anymore, and he deleted like all the pictures of her off his Instagram page. So
okay. We could go back to Jonah Hill, sorry.
girl,
Trash.
but do we need to? Because it's just all under the umbrella of trash
Trash.
straight men.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't understand.
It's a lot of
Um
insecurities coming out.
insecurities.
Although,
Mm-hmm.
hot take on the Jonah Hill thing,
Mm-hmm.
while clearly he has some, ego, narcissistic type of issues with those text
Mm-hmm.
messages, very weird for her to drop them now after you had a whole baby with somebody else and the conversation is on another black woman. That was weird.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Okay, so here's the thing too. Apparently, his current girlfriend or whoever, I don't know, wife, I don't know their relationship status, but the current person he's with just had their baby. And apparently, the ex who dropped these texts said that she waited until after the baby was born because she didn't want to stress out his pregnant partner. I'm like, is it better to stress out somebody who's in their fourth trimester who got a fresh newborn? Like, I don't feel like that's better. But if she
Yeah,
felt like the world needed to know how toxic he was, the timing is weird. I don't understand why after so long after their relationship, she dropped those. That's a good point.
that's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That reasoning is bull, but go on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she
Go
dropped
on.
him like a
Yes,
bomb.
she
And
did.
yeah, Jonah has been just dealing with the controversy. I think he put out merch, like kind of like making light of the situation, kind of how Kiki Palmer did, but obviously Kiki Palmer is the correct person in the situation, and Jonah Hill is like loud and wrong. Um, but yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird to get with somebody, fully know a lot of things about them, and then attempt to change those things that you already knew about and excuse them as you setting boundaries. That's kind of what Kiki Palmer's
Yeah,
baby daddy did, is what Jonah Hill did. And it's like, if you can't handle being with a baddie, don't be with a baddie. That's what it comes down to. It's not for
yeah.
everybody,
Yeah, I
you
mean, the
know?
biggest difference is Kiki's, partner or whatever kind of did it publicly, and I feel like he did
Mm-hmm.
it publicly to kind of shame her
Mm-hmm.
or, whatever, male ego.
Are you putting down
But
stickers on the page?
can you hear that? I
Yes.
had to lift this sticker up.
That good ass mic. It's
We're getting
picking up
that
your
ASMR.
right?
Oh my God.
That
Keep
pill
this in.
and stick.
Can you focus?
I can't. I have to do like 3 different things. Like
Oh
legit,
my
when
gosh.
Meg is
Myra.
saying that I am looking at other stuff, she is not lying. She is not
I'm
lying.
not.
It's just,
I'm not.
it's my brain. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm putting it to the side.
ASMR and
So y'all can
wine.
hear that.
Okay.
Um,
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Like they're
straight
just
men
trash.
trash. Yeah.
Yes, straight man trash. That is the gist of it. And I just feel like if you want a very like conservative partner, there are people like that in the world. You know what I'm saying? There are people like that in the world that you don't if you want a surfer who's not gonna show their body, like why are you dating a surfer? You know what I'm saying? Like Kiki
Yeah, that's the
Palmer is so
job.
famous and has such a huge platform, and she's proud of her body and loves her beautiful body, and she wants to show that. And if you don't want somebody like that, you don't have to be with that person. But that's the thing, they don't want those women who are conservative. They want to get with somebody who's not like that, and they want to change them. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's control. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally just like a level of control.
Yep.
That's all
Yep.
it is. It's just
That's
wild.
all it
It's
is.
wild. Yeah. Ugh.
Okay.
You a mom. Be for real.
He was so serious. I'm gonna make hold up. You a mom. I'm putting
He
that as a potential show title.
It's like he really thought the internet was gonna be on his side with that. Like,
She's America's sweetheart, and we don't even know you. You got
we don't
on
know
the
you.
internet that she paid for, acting a damn fool on the phone that she probably gave you.
Embarrassing.
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 And now they not need to get. And apparently, I didn't even know because I did know she had a podcast. It's like Baby, I'm Kiki Palmer, and he has
Yeah.
been. I don't know if he's her co-host permanently or he just been on a couple episodes, but he had some red flags that was glaring a little bit. Now, if you listen back to some of those episodes,
I
so
feel like she
Kiki,
knew. She
she
knew
knew.
who she was with, you know?
Yes,
She
she
just
knew
probably
he was
thought he had a little
insecure.
bit more decorum than to
Yes.
put on the internet. Yeah.
That's 100% it, because they probably have had situations or issues like this before, especially now that she's been getting so much new attention because of her
Mhm.
body and things like that. But she just never thought that he was gonna go on the internet and try to embarrass her, which is literally what he tried to do. But he embarrassed himself. So
Sad.
okay, it's
Yeah.
very sad.
Poor baby Leotis
Also,
got to deal with this.
girl, Leotis. Okay. Anyway,
That name is everything. And I
Leotis.
love that she
It
dressed him
is.
up as an old man. I love it.
Because that's an old man name.
It
I wonder
really
did they
is.
call him Leo? That's a cute nickname. Just Leo.
I think I've heard her say that before, but
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So I have not been watching the Kardashians' new show, but I did tune in to just one episode this season to see more about Kim and Courtney's beef. Have you heard anything about this Kim and Courtney drama, Myra?
I
Okay.
seen it on
Well,
Threads.
there we go. And spoiler alert, I think it's fake. I do not think it's real. Basically, Courtney thinks that Kim used her wedding for a business opportunity with a very problematic brand, Dolce and Gabbana. I mean, look, everybody knows that Kim is about her bread. She's got her paper. She's gonna do anything and everything to level up and make more money. It is what it is. And I hate when people act like their wedding is the center of everybody else's universe. It's the center of your universe, not anybody
Mhm.
else's. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I also think it's kind of souped up for the show because Kim and Courtney have thrown hands before on the show, like physically fought. So I don't know, and that wasn't that long ago. So that's how they act when things are truly heated between them. I'm just not really buying this beef. I think it's just for this show that nobody watches. So
Oh,
yeah,
why
nobody
you have to
watching the
drag
show.
the whole show?
Girl, ain't nobody watching this boring ass show. Okay, they need to go back to keeping up with Kardashian because we ain't been keeping up. This is boring.
Oh my God.
It's
Oh my
boring.
God. Their life must be normal if it's boring. They must just be doing everyday, for them,
Yeah,
everyday stuff.
they
So
need to just. I mean, I just feel like for them to make such a big deal about ending Keeping Up with the Kardashians just to have a new reality TV show, it's just so wow. It's like imagine if we made a big deal about Winners and Wine, it's coming to an end, guys. It's been so great, and then we just move over to Bujos and beer full time. We still here. Psych.
I bet people like resent that too, because like
Mhm.
you getting people emotionally invested, like, oh man, this is the last season, this is one of my favorite shows, and then what was it, like a year or two later, they popped up with
It
a new
wasn't
one?
even that long. Yes, but I what the caveat that I would say to that is that Keeping Up with Kardashian was nobody's favorite show. At least it shouldn't have been. Okay. I
Well, I
hope
mean, the last
deeply
somebody was watching it.
somebody was watching it, but it should
Yeah.
not have been your favorite show. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's dry. I will be very surprised if they do a season 4 because season 1 through 3 has been very dry, and I think they added in this drama with Kim and Courtney to give it something. And I think people have been paying more attention to it, but it's so dumb and out of like anybody who's watching reality. Like Kim being dead serious, telling Courtney that she stole her wedding country, not venue, not city and state, but country. Who relates to
I
that?
can't relate. I cannot relate because you stole my wedding country. Laura
I know,
stole it.
I know, I know.
J-Bay and
J
Danny
Bay and
stole it.
Danny, Julie. Like technically, we all stole Julie's wedding country because she got married here first. How dare we? Like be so
This
for
is so
real.
ridiculous. So
Right.
ridiculous.
And she stole her wedding singer because they both had Andrea Bocelli sing at their wedding. So not wedding song, but wedding singer, a human being, was stolen as well.
Mm,
It's just so
I know you can steal
unrelatable and
people,
so
but
ridiculous.
yeah.
So unrelatable. So I just can't with them. I literally cannot with them. Even when they're trying to be relatable, they just aren't. 'Cause I think a lot of people can relate to having problems with your siblings, but not stealing wedding countries and performers.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that's close to relatable is like somebody proposing to somebody else at your wedding.
Yes, yes.
Maybe that's
Be
close.
big mad at
Yeah,
that. Be big mad
yeah.
at that. Yes. But this
Or announcing they
mm-mm,
pregnant or something. Rude.
girl, rude, just rude. So yeah, I just can't with them. The next super big thing that's going on is the Screen Actors Guild has started their strike, and I think it's like AFTA or something. It's like SAG and somebody else. I can't remember who it is, but they are striking as well. Because we know the writer's strike has been going on for a couple of months. So now like the
Yeah.
actors and things are joining in. I don't know if that includes like directors and producers and stuff. But I know for sure like the actors that are part of this are striking, and that's like 160,000 people. All of our faves are pretty much included
Yeah.
in this, and it is huge. And all those fabulous Barbie premiere looks are gone because apparently when they strike, they're not allowed to participate in red carpets, any type of promotion for any project, podcast, interviews. Like they
Hmm.
can't do any, and they can't even promote anything on their social media, like no promotion at all. So yeah, it's been wild. So what have been your thoughts kind of like observing this strike? And JB, I would love to know if you have any thoughts on this too, if you've been paying attention. It seems like it's something that you will be looking into also.
I'm interested to see how it all pans out because ultimately, what they are striking for is very relatable to every profession. Like just wanting to be paid fairly, and I it will be interesting because the outcome of this will definitely shake
Hmm.
up the landscape of working pretty much throughout America. I feel.
Yeah, I hope
But
so.
I definitely hope so.
Hmm.
But this is why I'm also a big proponent for unions. I wish unions will come
Hmm.
back for this
Hmm.
reason because
Yeah,
like without a union, like
you have
as
no
an employee
leverage.
for something, you have
You're by
0
yourself.
leverage. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So hopefully this will, push that into coming back into, other professions. But I stand with them,
Yep.
and it just is what it is. It sucks.
Mhm.
I know, like you said, like our phase are more than likely going to be okay, but it's
Mhm.
more so for those smaller actors who literally cannot pay for their health insurance with what they are
Mhm.
getting from these gigs. So
Yeah.
I think, oh, who was it? I was just looking at their TikTok. I was gonna say Leslie Jordan. That's not right. Leslie Jones. Leslie
Yes.
Jordan is not with us anymore. But
Oh, rest in peace, Lady Jordan. Love him.
yes, I hate that. But I'll put it in the show notes too. But she
Mhm.
had a really good TikTok that kind of explained it, because a lot of people are like, were in her stuff, because she put a TikTok out about it, like she, is a support of it, whatever. She's a part of the guild
Mhm.
too, so she's striking. And a lot of people in her comments were like, "Oh, y'all just want more money. Y'all have X, Y, and Z." And this, she's like, "It's not even about us. It's not." And she's like, "I'm one of the lucky ones who do,
It's good.
get more money. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's fine. It's for the little people who literally cannot pay for rent,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and it's a reminder that people are pointing the finger at people like Leslie Jones and, Tom Cruise, the big stars or whatever,
Mhm.
and not pointing the finger at these CEOs that are literally being
Mhm.
very, very greedy and trying to milk everything off of these smaller people. Like, I think that's just what
Yes.
capitalism is to get you to point the finger at the wrong person, so these big CEOs and billionaires
Yep.
can continue to prosper.
Exactly. It's a very common like misconception that all actors are wealthy. And it's like the
Yeah.
people who are like the stars of the movies or the stars of the TV shows that we see the most, they are a very small percentage of the
Mhm.
actual population of
Yeah.
people who act and are a part of that are a part of Hollywood and have to make a living. And there are so many people in that space that are living paycheck to paycheck. And it's like all of us in so many different industries are suffering under corporate greed, and we are making the very minimum when there are people who are maxing out. Like the average CEO, I think, makes like 300 or 400 times the average worker. And that's, like I said, it's across industries. That's not just in
Yeah.
Hollywood, and that's a major issue. And something that has came up a lot is that because of streaming, writers and actors and stuff, they're not getting any residuals a lot of the time, or the residuals that they're
Yeah.
getting is not even enough to survive off of. And the policies that are in place with that have not kept up with technology because the
Mhm.
CEOs did not want it to keep up from technology. I mean, these
Absolutely. Yeah.
CEOs have been making just so many millions and billions of dollars because of streaming, and so many other people involved in creating the shows and the movies that we love are literally not getting anything, or they're getting literal pennies to the dollar, whereas these CEOs are getting millions and millions. And also AI has come into effect apparently. Through their negotiations, the studios were wanting to be able to pay background actors for one day of work to be able to take their likeness and scan their
Mhm.
likeness and be able to use it whenever they want, however they want, in forever. Literally, what we saw in Joan is Awful with Selma Hayek's character. You know how they literally she signed off on her likeness being used, and they were able to use it however they wanted. That's what they want. They want to be able to do that too. And that would literally end, the careers of background actors. 'Cause why would they ever need to pay somebody when they have a likeness of hundreds or thousands of background people that they can just, digitally put into these movie scenes? Like
Yeah.
the greed is outrageous in so many different areas. And I wish that, like you said, like in other industries, we had unions and we had the ability to strike because you know if I work for, the electric company or whatever, if I don't want to do my job, if I want to go on strike, they can just easily bring in somebody to replace me just like that and not think twice about it. One thing that's good with how they are able to strike because of their unions is if the studios attempt to replace them with people like influencers, what we're going to talk about next, that is going to hurt the influencers and the people trying to take the places of these people in the part of these unions. So even if you're not in a union, if you take the work and do or like work at the same capacity these people are striking for these companies, you will not have the ability to ever be in these unions ever. ever. They will literally blacklist you. Like, it's so serious. So, ooh, and the
Wild.
influencers been messing up already. Already.
I was just vouching for them.
I know. But you know what? What I will say is, because somebody brought this up, they were talking about kind of giving some people some grace, because this is the first time that they have so many people have went on strike since like 1980. And in
Mhm.
1980 there really wasn't the internet. There were not influencers.
Right.
There was
Yeah.
not this even issue. So this is kind of like unknown territory for a lot of people. But before
Mhm.
you just jump out the window and sign a contract with the studio to do work for them during the strike, you need to do your homework and make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, which, like I said, is how a lot of these influencers are getting themselves in trouble. If you've already signed a contract before the strike, I think you are able to fulfill your work obligation, but you cannot take on new work and promoting these projects and stuff for these studios now. Or if you had any, aspirations of being an actor or a writer or anybody who is within these unions, you are just effing yourself pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah. I mean,
crazy. But yeah.
that's a running thing with influencers in general, is just, doing your
Mhm.
research. Like, I don't know if we were here when we talked about the Shein thing. I don't know if we talked about that. But
Mhm.
you know, goes to that, doing your research,
Mhm.
making sure what you align
Mhm.
yourself is something that is good for your brand. And it can be enticing. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sure, they're probably throwing some extra dollars at it too. But
Yeah.
yeah, at the end of
It's
the
not
day, if
worth
it's
it.
something that yeah, if you seriously want
Yep.
to do this, it's just not worth it.
You got to think long term. Yep. JB,
Mhm.
what do you think about it? What do you think about the strike? What do you think about the AI part of it? And what do you think about influencers? Like, give us your thoughts on all this.
So I think if you haven't paid it, or like if you aren't part of the Patreon, then you probably missed the conversations that we've had about AI. And I think
Mhm.
this goes back to like that. One of the talking points that we touched on is just like the need for regulation. And
Mm,
like, while we can be scared of it, I think we have to confront the fact that the technology's here. And so, like,
yes.
regardless of your want of it to be prevalent, it exists. And so, instead of complaining, we need to be making sure that people are putting in the correct processes to protect people like actors or artists or anyone who are working in the creative field, because it's not necessarily about preventing them from
Yeah.
creating, it's preventing them from making like a viable like career out
Yep.
of it. Just
Yes.
because based off of like how other corporations are going to be profiting off of it, and not even making a career, but making sure that people are compensated properly for
Yes.
their portion that's contributed to the work that's generating that money for corporations.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. It is.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. I'm just so tired of these greedy ass millionaires and billionaires. Like, y'all have so much. Y'all have more than you can even spend in a lifetime. And like you said, these are not millionaires asking for more millions. These are regular everyday people working paycheck to paycheck who don't know how they're going to feed their family because they are doing these jobs. And if anybody is out there listening and they're like, well, why don't they just get another job? What if every writer and actor who wasn't a millionaire decided to get another job? We would have no television. We would have no movies. We would have no entertainment industry at all. Just like if teachers decided just to get another job, we would have no teachers. So that's not a viable option for everybody.
Mhm.
Be for real. It's so annoying.
It's so annoying. It's so frustrating why people do that, and they just make it seem
Mhm.
like, oh, if just get a different job, it'll be okay. Then you mad because you paying $20 for Netflix and all you got is Rugrat reruns on there.
Okay. Or ridiculousness, like on MTV. That's
Ridiculous.
all you got to watch.
Like, come on, it's a whole ecosystem. And it
Mhm.
ultimately comes down to, like, we just have to support one another to just be paid fairly. Like, at the end of the day, people are just trying to live.
They're just trying to live. Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly. It's so frustrating. So yeah, guys, we will keep y'all posted on what happens with that. It like I said, from what the studios was talking about and they wild ass proposals, it doesn't look like we're anywhere close to this being resolved anytime soon because they
Mm-mm.
studios really on some dumb shit. Okay, it's no other way for me to say it. Like they are wilding, and they are just being absolutely so greedy and so unreasonable. And unfortunately, this has already taken a huge effect on so much in the industry. Like, we're not gonna get Stranger Things again until the kids in a retirement home. Avatar, Avatar 5 has been pushed back to like 2031. Like so much of it, on Euphoria, they're going to be, middle aged by the time it comes out again. I just don't know what to say. It's so ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
Cancel the shows. Just cancel some of these shows, okay? Like Euphoria, especially. Just cancel Euphoria.
No, I love
2027.
Zendaya.
I
I
do
She's so
know.
too.
great. Don't say
But
that to Zendaya.
2027, be for real.
Girl,
Be
but
for
I'm
real.
just gonna be for real. Grease, I watched John Travolta dancing around as a 30-year-old man telling me he's in high school. So I'll watch Zendaya be 30 years old in a high school.
You're right. We're gonna watch it regardless.
That is
It's just
true.
insane.
That is
It's
true.
just insane. It's gonna take so long. Oh my
Also,
god.
I want the quality because these people, they are working hard. Like, we
They are.
consume their content so regularly that we are so unaware of just the amount of work that goes into all of the things that we consume.
So true.
Yeah.
And
That is such a good point. That is such a good point. There's so much that goes into it. And like you said, like people just want to live. People just want to live and be
these
able to
people
do what they
aren't doing
love.
it lightly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings, I know when the writer's strike was going off, I saw that there was an article that came out where like everyone was kind of like, oh no, like with the writer's strike, a lot of people were concerned
Mm-hmm.
about like the quality of the show going down, especially because
Mm-hmm.
the Lord of the Rings like prequel is like very heavily like there's so much fantasy and like
Mm.
core
Yeah.
lore that they're
Mm-hmm.
building off of, and so like there is stuff that needs to be done properly. And so a lot of
Yeah.
like the writers, like when they went on strike, they were like, well, we've prepped all of the scripts, we told everyone these are the decisions we need them to make while they're still
Yeah.
recording, because the show's still going on.
Yeah.
But like in like a year or so, we're probably going to start seeing content that's coming out from the strike era, and it
Yeah.
will deeply reflect and change. And so when you start seeing things that don't necessarily feel aligned with the characters that you love, or
Yeah.
possibly like the storylines don't make sense or they're incoherent, remember that's because the quality that like we're seeking just like, and not even just the quality, but like
Yeah.
there are probably people trying to fill those roles who might not have the skills necessary to do so.
That part,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's a good point. That's a really, really
Yeah.
good point. Apparently House of the Dragon is still in production for season 2 because I guess since they're filming it in Europe, I believe, there are some
Mhm.
type of strike rules that basically say that they are able to still keep filming and creating that show without this is called scabbing. When you break the strike, I guess it doesn't count as scabbing. So we'll still get House of the Dragon next year, I guess. But everything else, I mean, just put you future plan, put Euphoria down in your 2027 plans because you're not gonna be watching it before that, J Bay.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna be
I
right
bet
there
it'd be
with you.
another Miss Maker planner by then. You could put it in.
Girl, there we go. See, look, everything is connected and comes
Full
full
circle.
circle. I love that. I
Mhm.
love that. Yep. But yeah, y'all. Last thing I wanted to touch on briefly before we ended the show is I think we're gonna go much more into detail on our July bonus episode about this situation. But I just wanted to reiterate
Yeah, for
that
sure.
there is just no room for any type of hatred, bigotry, homophobia, anything like that in the planner community. And we will absolutely call it out and work overtime when we see it, especially when, people, go into innocent people's comments and just show their full conservative Christian ass on Beyonce's internet to our besties, we gonna have their back always and forever. And not only us, but a lot of people in the Spanish community who know that we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. So yeah.
Yeah, we're sick of it. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a safe space for you, and,
Mm-mm.
hopefully your account stay gone.
Well, about that. I think she back. But well, like I said, we'll
Oh, I
expand.
need to go report again
I think so. I think so. But
because I
it's just
will,
weird.
because I have time for it.
It's just yeah, and it's like, I mean, obviously people have the right to have whatever beliefs they want to have. They have the right to share their beliefs. They don't have the right to go out of their way and harass people because of their beliefs. They also don't have the right to be able to do that without any type of consequences. So let's just be very clear about that.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing, like, you rain on free speech, but it's not free with from consequences either.
mm-mm,
So and
mm-mm.
it's
And
just
you
not
can't make
something that
yourself a
we are
martyr.
tolerating here. Yeah,
Yes, you cannot make yourself a martyr when people rightfully defend people that they care about, or when people defend themselves. You can't turn it into, oh, I'm being attacked. You started this attack. So let's just be very, very clear about this. But yeah. Insane that we even
wild.
got to say that in
Yeah,
this planner space anymore. But I feel like that's the thing, though, and that's something that we have been talking about since the beginning. There was a point in time where the planners community was a safe space for this type of thing, and everybody was just too
absolutely.
polite
Yeah,
to say
yeah.
anything about it, too polite, too scared, whatever you want to call it. And it sucked because when you make room for this, you are taking away room for diverse people, queer people, BIPOC people, because if we see this as being tolerated in this community, we know that this is not a safe space for us,
Mhm.
and that's not cool. And so you can't have it both ways. You can't have it be a safe space for everybody. That's just not how the world works, especially when people want to be loud as fuck with their ignorance, you know
Yeah, it just certain things
so
just cannot be tolerated. You can't
yeah,
be inclusive and allow that.
I wish there could be a safe space for everybody, but as long as those people are just so loud and ignorant, it just can't be like that, you know? So
No, it can't.
gross.
They said they wanted to be canceled, so please cancel them.
They did
It
say
is
they
a
want to be
friendly
canceled.
reminder. It is a friendly reminder to you know who you are partnering with your brand, or know who you are partnering
Mhm.
with, with your influence. Obviously you never know, fully, but
Mhm.
as we can see, they always show. And
Yep.
a lot of people were in my DMs like, "Oh, I seen a couple red flags." Wave
Mhm.
them flags when you see them, though.
They not for no reason. Yeah, they are not there
Yeah.
for no reason. Yep. Mhm. Exactly.
So,
And
yeah.
I mean, it's just like the entitlement to like go out of your way to like harass somebody when the unfollow button is right there, when the block button is right there, when the mute button is right there, and you
That is
go
so
against doing that.
wild.
Yeah.
Why were you following in the first place?
Cuz you want to change them and make them cater their platform towards you, which is wild to
No.
me. Which
It's
is
so
wild to
wild.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
gross. But yeah.
happy to cancel.
Shame to that person. Shame to your house. Shame, shame, shame. It's just not cool. But I was happy to see that so many people in the planner community did come together to
Mhm.
send Danny love, publicly say on their IG stories and stuff that they had Danny's back, that they were not tolerating this type of behavior in this community. We, in the comments defending Danny and his right to use his platform however he sees fit. And that was just a great reminder to me that we're not alone in this planner community. There are a lot of people who feel like us, and that this is just not ever going to be a place where that type of stuff is okay anymore. Like I said, at one point in time, I think it was, and it's okay to point that out, but it is not that anymore. And it's not going to be that as long as we're around. So, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Pick somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, that person is definitely gonna find another group of people where she
Mhm.
fits in and can, spew that rhetoric
More power
wherever,
to
but,
her.
yeah, it just
It's
ain't
just
gonna
not
be
here.
here, bro.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Bye.
And was following us. Was following Planet and Wine. I'm assuming maybe a listener. Like, do we need to like put a disclaimer at the top of every episode that we don't play that? Like, I thought we made that very clear, but maybe not.
Every 6 months, I have to, like, reiterate, like, Black
Yeah.
Lives Matter,
Right.
love is love. I have
Yeah.
to reiterate that just in
That's
case,
true.
but
That's
maybe that's what
true.
we gotta start doing on Planners and Wine.
Maybe so. Maybe so. But
Trash.
yeah, y'all. It feels good to be back. Feels good to be back and be
Yeah.
using our platform to hopefully spread some good things in this community and in this world. And yeah, sound off in the comments, guys, on our Instagram post this episode. Chat with us on Threads. Let us know what you think. We would love to hear you guys' thoughts about this. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Myra, did you have anything for the people?
Just reiterating, make sure that you are checking your local elections. We just had a surprise like election pop up. We're going to be voting
Mm,
in Ohio the beginning of August. So
okay.
just keep up with that cuz they're trying to like change around our constitution to make it like eh, just
Oh
stay
God.
diligent because they will throw something up on you and you be like it's
Mm-hmm.
not election time.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to keep up with your local stuff. Don't just
It
let it just be
is.
presidential. So, but yeah,
Yes, that's very true.
that's it.
Yep. But yeah, guys, check us out on puntersandwine.com. Check out our Patreon, Punters and Wine, and also patreon.com/punters and wine. We're always having lots of fun over there in our Facebook group. We have an amazing guest coming up on an episode in a
Mhm.
couple of weeks. Cannot wait until y'all hear that. The Patreon peeps will get the after the pod where we take questions directly from our Patreon to ask our guests, and those have just been so much fun. And thank you guys for y'all support on our special edition episode with Bunny from Archer and Olive. That was so much
Mhm.
fun. Make sure y'all are checking out those planners and all the amazing things from their newest release. And let us know what you thought about that podcast. But yeah, I think that's it. All
Yes.
right.
Give us the
All right.
feedback.
Give us the feedback respectfully. All right, guys. We will talk to y'all soon.
Bye guys.